everyone, welcome to my latest class. I'm Veguilla-Lezan and I'll be the one guiding you through this creative course. I'm a freelance graphic designer, illustrator, and educator based out of the Midwest, and I run Bella and Sophia Creative Studio. If you want to learn more about me, check out my YouTube channel, The Freelance Life, to get a behind-the-scenes view of the work that I do as a freelancer and the work that goes into making courses like this one. If you want to see more of my work, you can visit me online at www.bellasophiacreative.com. I am a huge advocate for sharing knowledge and education in an accessible way, and I found that places like Skillshare and YouTube allow for that and allow me to connect with a diverse group of people looking to learn and grow. This month, I wanted to do more than just teach a course. I wanted to inspire each of you to find ways to use your skills, talents, and creativity to do some good in this world, even if it's just in sharing artwork that supports a cause. Design is often used to solve problems, create beauty, guide, direct, and inform. It's only natural that it is and can be used as a tool for social change. At their core, designers are essentially problem solvers. And we're in a time in history that really showcases the desperate need for change in communities of color and a deep need for creative solutions to some very big problems. I see it in my own community as a Latina. I see it in the Black, Brown, Indigenous, and Asian communities. And I also see it playing out on the world stage. There have been tragedies nationwide. There is a deep-rooted, dark history in the US. And while people don't like to talk politics, those very politics inform all we do and all we experience, and they often target marginalized Black, Brown, Indigenous, Asian, and other communities of color. Personally, I utilize my design and art background as a form of activism, as well as a tool to inform and educate. I believe we all can, and I believe it is incredibly important to uplift the voices of the most marginalized, specifically the Black community. As I worked on this class, the video of Adam Toledo, a young 13-year-old boy who was gunned down in a community not too far away from where I grew up on the west side of Chicago, was released. During this same week, protests were erupting once again in Minneapolis due to the shooting of Daunte Wright. Meanwhile, I was watching the court proceedings in the Chauvin trial. And for months prior, during this entire past year, and yes, I know for much, much longer than that, the Asian community was targeted due to the terrible rhetoric that was pushed due to the coronavirus outbreak. All last summer, I watched on TV and also participated personally through my creative work and as a protester in some rallies and protests for Black Lives Matter. Our country just reached $1.8 trillion in student debt. Amazon workers are still fighting to unionize. Many essential and fast food workers are still fighting for $15 an hour minimum wage. And we still don't have universal health care. And I know it's a lot. And I know that not all of you may share in my concerns. But I know that many of you do. And many wonder, well, what can I do? Well, you can create, you can support, and you can be an ally if you are not directly impacted. And if you are directly impacted, you can channel your energy and emotions into your design work and continue to educate the public, fight for change, and design for good. Now that I have your attention, in this class, we're going to learn about design for good and go beyond just theory and ideas and find ways to apply it in our everyday practice and in our communities. I'm going to share some examples from the world of design as well as 3 case study projects that I've personally worked on through my own community service work and activism. I will then walk you through creating your own cause-related project that you can use on social media or as a print asset to take with you to your next protest or rally. This class is meant to help you explore the concept of designing for social impact on a deeper level. It's by no means a comprehensive class or overview, but it's a start. And one step is the beginning to creating a movement. Please note that this course goes through subject matter like social change and progressive change, and it may not be for everyone. But I urge you, if you're a designer and the things that I mentioned in my introduction made you uncomfortable, to take this class and expand on your worldview. Sometimes approaching the things that we are scared of or frustrated by or unaware of head on can allow us to grow and evolve in a beautiful way. In this class, we're going to learn about the ideas, theories, and practical application of design for good. Then, we're going to put all of those ideas to work by creating our own design for social good project. We will also be working in the Affinity Designer software, and I will help you get comfortable in the program if this is your first time working in it. And if you don't have access to the software or computer or any type of design software, you can still take this course and apply it to a more traditional project using art supplies like pencils, papers, paint, and poster board, keeping in mind all the ideas that we go over and applying it in a more traditional sense. So when it comes to tools, my suggestion would be a computer, whether it be a laptop or a desktop, it doesn't really matter, just as long as you have Affinity Designer on it. I would also suggest having some really large scale paper. My printer prints up to 13 by 19, but some printers print up to 11 by 17, so that's what I would suggest. And then a printer. And if you don't have access to any of these tools, like I said before, you can utilize traditional art supplies like paper, pencil, pens, markers, paint, and poster boards. So for our class project, I want you to be inspired to take the lead. I'm going to be walking you through how to create a protest poster, essentially in Affinity Designer. But if you don't want to create a poster, you can create something else. You can create a visual that you would like. It could be something for social media, visuals that can be shared on Facebook or Instagram, whatever you feel called to do. Make sure though that you share your final project in the class project gallery. I would love to see what you create and what you're inspired by. I'm looking forward to creating and growing with you today. Let's get started.